more aggressive forces like violence.
There we go. Oh, guys, wanna see that? Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Yes. Look here, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We're coming from a far place. We're coming from a far, far, far place. Look here. We the 100 are the elite and the top tier. My beautiful, my Kimari, God bless you, times 100. Guys, we're on par. Yes, it is going up. Yes, guys, all right. Yes. Send me the link when you're ready. Jesus, look at God. All right, guys, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready for true. All right. Oh, Jesus. Look at God, man. Our God, man, is an awesome God. He's an awesome God. It's on the Mary Sequel Hall. Thank you. Send me the link, Kimari. Send me the link, man. Send me the link. All right, guys. Right. So that is what the but just when we go up on the YouTube, they're gonna ask about the information. But dirt. Timepiece, you can, oh, all right, no worry, Kimari send me. I'm going to send it to you guys in, oh, see, Alana, send it there. Big up yourself, Alana, big up yourself. No, Alana, let me send it in the email because I don't want it to be that you send the link from the long time and not the actual new link what we have. No, but when I send you the link in the group chat, everybody, tell your friend them, say we on par. Look here, excited, excitement, excited, excitement, and excited. All right, so going back on track, let's go back to where we were. Right, so that is in a nutshell what the question is asking you. Now, you need to talk about how important these parts are in terms of unpause a session. Meaning, you, my Carib students, need to say, another important factor when you're writing your essay that falls on the Caribbean history that is shown in Unpause Stuart Hall, and then you put the something, is open bracket colorism. Colorism took place in colonization, and you continue define what colorism is, and then from there, my side, you must find someone to back it up. I'm gonna copy the link address, put it in the Zoom. And right now, me feel buzzy because we are about to go down. Ain't God good? All right. So let them send it to your friends, to send to your friends, to send to your friends. Go ahead, Samantha.
A question. For the report, is it that we're using the book to back up the revisionist theory, or are we using the revisionist theory to back up the book?
All right, watch me. You are identifying the theory in the book. You are identifying the theory in the book. You understand me? I'm going to come to you on that one, Crystal. I'm supposed to do a layout and then I come back to that one. But you are identifying the theory in the book, which means that how you will go about it is this. You will highlight, you will literally say, a revisionist idea that is found in the book, and you talk about it. So you say revisionist idea was also found in the book, and you talk about where in particular in the book, how you see the revisionist idea come to life. What you do after that, so first you talk about what revisionist ideas are, and then you go for it in the book to tell me where you're seeing in the book, and then you're going and scholarly articles to back your point. You understand me? So your example is what you find in the book, come in Nakia, and then you use scholarly articles to back your point. Don't worry yourself. I don't want to rush it. Yes, Nakia, go ahead. Okay, I go repeat Nakia. And Crystal, I come into that, Crystal. All right, watch me, guys. This is how you do the typical book report. You identify the theme or the aspect of the essay that you're trying to talk about. You're going to first state it in your paragraph. So another place, all right, another part in the book in which we found the revisionist ideas was in paragraph, in chapter 3, when Stuart Hall decided that, and you talk about that part of the book. You understand me? If you, for the first time when you're discussing revisionist ideas, you must define what they are. You must define what they are. What are, because people want to know what are revisionist ideas. But then instead of defining revisionist ideas, you're going to be defining revisionism. Yeah? When you define revisionism now, you go on into giving your examples of where they are found in the book. Understand me, class? 100, don't get me? No.
That's in the introduction.
No, baby,
So how
we're
does
not
the
in the
team comes in? I'm kind of
How do what come in, baby?
the different teams.
All right, wait. We still run road with that. Hold on. And after you talk about where you find it in the book, and then you must find a scholarly article that backs that point. Do we match it to the course unit, or we just focus on the book itself? You're supposed to be matching it to themes that are discussed in class. So in a way, in particular, this part of your assignment is dealing with Caribbean identity coming down. You understand me? For the multiple choice, I did the first part that dealt with, slavery and yeah. Where do we find scholarly articles? Google. Google is you Google your scholarly articles, you make sure that the information that you're going to use is either EDU or looks as it's verified, as well as UE has a page, UE has a website called UE Link, and you talk about it. How do you link it to your essay? Beautiful. After you define the theme that you're looking for and you explain where you see it in the book, you then use a scholarly article to back you up. So watch me. All right. Omalora believes that the sky is red. According to Jonathan 2007, the sky is actually red on a Saturday and not on a Sunday. I just use a scholarly article to back the fact that I believe that the sky is red. You get me? You get me, my side? All right. Persons on YouTube, are you okay? Did you guys send the YouTube link to your friends so them know say that's a one? Yeah, man. All right, me see it, man. People there online. Yeah, you get me? So I can see the question. Beautiful. So let us go back into the actual section of where we were. Kimari, can you allow me to share screen, please? I don't want you to make me host and we end up get kicked off of YouTube. So could you just allow me to share screen, please? So guys, how the typical, just want to run you through it again. How the typical book report actually goes about, seeing that we're going to have multiple themes, is it that we just mention what revisionism is in the first part for the first theme, then proceed? I would recommend that you do that. And then while you're, so I would recommend you do the top themes first, then you focus on revisionism after, and then you talk about revisionism on a whole in your different paragraphs falling after there, right? I don't want to rush it though. I want to be able to share the screen and you guys see where I'm at here. So the article should relate to the book. Yes, it should. It should relate to the theme that you're looking for in the book. Remember when I asked you about the eras in the Caribbean history, and you talk about post-independence, and you talk about the colonization era, these are the parts that you will be listing it to, right? How we did it in my year and the years following until this year, like I'm saying, this year is a little different because they're giving you the same book, so they're expecting you to do a different essay. But if you are thinking smartly and not trying to work hard, you will get through. Could you please allow me to share? All right, so until the host allow me to share, I'm just going to be reading from the something that I have. Right, so contents of the essay. This is how you literally set up a simple typical essay and you're good. All you need to do now is put in the information. First thing first, your introduction. What falls in your introduction? Simple. A brief biography of the person who you're going to be talking about. Meaning, you talk about Stuart Hall is a renowned sociologist and XYZ Hassel Crawford. He was born in Jamaica in 1932, moved to England to study, and spent his life XYZ. Stuart Hall is known for, and you list the work that Stuart Hall is known for, and that is it. That is you giving a brief biography of the personnel. One might think that the introduction is complicated. It's on YouTube, more than likely. You can see, yeah, it's on YouTube, Nakia. Yeah, it's on YouTube. All right, thank you, Kimari. So I'm host now, so I can share and I think it's still on YouTube too. Yeah, it's beautiful, still on YouTube. Right, so, how about the article? All right, wait, baby, wait, wait. So somebody just come in, if you just come in, mute your mic for me, please. Somebody just came in, mute your mic. Okay, beautiful. Or was it a question? If it was a question, raise your hand. I said raise your hand more than I said the mic. So a brief biography of the author, of the personnel. Who is Stuart Hall? Who this man? We understand me. Why is he so important to us? Why is it so important that we are studying Stuart Hall? You don't need more than 4 sentences max to talk about Stuart Hall. 5 the max to talk about Stuart Hall. You probably don't need so much. You understand me? But you need to give the person a synopsis, or the person who is reading a synopsis of what you're going to be doing. So you're talking about Stuart Hall for the first little part of the introduction. Then you give a little bit about the author. Why is this person writing a book for us UWI students in our tertiary life? Why is she write a book? So you tell who is Anne Paul. You understand me? And why is she a credible writer? Anne Paul is actually a lecturer over here, or was. I think she still is a lecturer. Mrs. Paul is still a lecturer. So who is Anne Paul? Anne Paul is a University of the West Indies lecturer. She's a teacher who lectures in history, and she has done certain books, XYZ. That's how you do it. You don't need a lot. You don't need to find a whole list of things to Anne Paul. You just need a small bit of information about who Anne Paul is. You understand me? After you talk about Anne Paul, you go now to the book's layout. What you need to highlight in the book is that Stuart Hall consists of how many pages, and you tell them how much pages and how much chapters that highlights the life and work and impact of Stuart Hall. You must put in, well, it's good to put in that this is a part of the UWI, it's a part of a UWI series. So UWI has a biography series that deals with Jamaica, the Caribbean, persons of the Caribbean who have contributed to Caribbean life. UWI has a series of biographies. I did Beryl McBurney, some persons did Una Marson, some did Stuart Hall, such as you, and etc. and etc. So you need to highlight that it's a part of the UWI biography series. You understand me? Which includes other books. Look it up, UWI biography series. Google it here, we see it. Then, of course, you put forward your thesis statement. I think some persons have their hands up, and may I struggle to even start. CM just gave her a FT SMH. Don't block your minds, please. I just put that she's the author to the book. We have to talk. No, listen, if you don't want to talk about her, you don't need to talk about her. If you don't want to talk about Anne Paul, you don't need to talk about Anne Paul. You can literally just say that she's the author of the book. You understand me? You don't have to kill off yourself and talk about Anne Paul. I'm giving you a typical layout of how you go about writing the introduction. You don't have to do it this way. But just in case you're a little bit confused about how to go about doing it, this is just an easy part to do. Let us go UWI biography series. So they highlight persons who are influenced, who have influenced what we are as a Caribbean people in the various parts of art. So Stuart Hall, Beryl McBurney did dance, Una Marson did speech, Marcus Garvey, you know, the national hero, etc., etc. Wasn't she and Stuart Hall good friends based on the images I've seen in other report sessions? Yes, hon, go ahead.
Just a slight about that referencing with the pages, a slight I would say, I don't know if it's a problem, but a slight thing that came up is that they're stating that we have a copyright version of the book in PDF form, and that if they say that we have referenced from that version that we are in copyright breach. Did you buy the book when you were doing the book report?
Girl, if you want. You know
So
what?
you just cited from the PDF version that you had, right?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay, all right.
I'm not sure. Let me tell you, I cannot pinpoint, and I did this in the physical space. I cannot find anybody who buy the book. I really will look at them and say, boy, you have a lot of money, because the book is very expensive. The books are very expensive, and the sad part about the books is that you cannot resell them until a couple years after, because they don't reuse the book after and after. So I get the book, I read. Alia, don't buy the book. I want you buy the book. I get the book, I read the book. I cannot give someone else the book. You understand me? I cannot give somebody else the book until probably 5 years after them decide to do over my book. So the PDF version is what I use. I understand that it's some copyright and everything, but in this time with Corona, I cannot afford that. I cannot afford it. It cannot be afforded for everybody. So, and the sad part about it is the same information in the book, and is the same information on the PDF file. So, dirt.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you faced any consequences or anything happened as a result of that. Because I think they're trying to drive fear in some students. And to be honest, I'm not paying for the book. So yeah.
Page number, my friend has said here, is that I count one page as 2. So I know that it's 79 pages, which means that 79 times 2 that's the amount of pages. And then I think the story starts on page 6 or page 4. So I count that as page 1 and page 2. Don't make you will take your money and laugh at it. It's ridiculous. So right. Your thesis statement, so we did the introduction. We tell you what's in the introduction, which is the brief biography of the Stuart Hall, the author's information, a small amount of the author's information, and then finally the book's layout. Now the book's layout, like I say, all you need to talk is just this is just to give information. Is that the book is a part of the UE biography series. It consists of, I think, 8 chapters and 100 and odd pages that speaks about the work, life, and impact of Jamaican sociologist Stuart Hall. Is he a sociologist or is he a... Right, Stuart Hall. That is it for your introduction aspect of it. As soon as you finish the introduction, something falls right under that, and that is your thesis statement. That is your thesis statement. You hear me? What do you, Brittany Irving, what you want me to repeat?
Yes, I'm not sure if it's on mine, but breaking up when you were talking about the biography series.
Oh, what I'm saying is that it's a part of the UE biography series. Hearing me?
Yes, miss.
Right. What the UE biography series is, it's literally some books just like Stuart Hall for us UE students to buy and read and do the Caribbean civilization essay, right? But Stuart Hall is a part of the UE biography series, and it consists of how many pages, how many chapters that deals with the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. Everybody understand that so far? Everybody get me? We're on the same side, my team. Yes. Now, the last part of the intro is the thesis statement. The thesis statement. Your thesis statement is what you're going to be writing about in your, coming to that Malike, what you will be writing about in your essay. It is recommended that you have 4 points or 5. Some persons will put 5 points, some persons will put 7 points. That's no. I'm not like that. I will put 3 and 4 if I feel like. I would recommend that you put 4, 5 if you can find it. And if you want to find 7, be my guest. When you find your 5 points, make sure that they're solid, strong points that you can bring forth throughout your essay. Solid, strong points, meaning that you can find information about them in the book and you can find scholarly articles to back them up. You understand me? Now, what I particular
We're hearing you now.
yes, oh my, I'm sorry. Are you guys hearing me? Tell me where I left you.
At the point of 4 pointers. The thesis statement.
Thesis statement? All right, beautiful. That me can work with. Yeah, so like I was saying, my side, what you have to do with your thesis statement is that you're telling them, is my internet connection unstable? You're telling them what you will be, yeah, I took out the screen, Carissa, I'll go put it back on. You're telling them what you will be discussing in your essay. Everybody understand me so far? What you will be discussing in your essay. What you going to talk about? This 2,500 word document that you present to me. Remember, read the introduction, the conclusion, and know what you talk say. You need to put in that particular part of the essay your points. The introduction, you need to give them, all right, at this me I go look on and this and that and this and that. You understand me? Let me share back the screen. Why may I tell you say I don't know nothing about internet and it keeps showing. Right. So what they want you to tell them is how important is that is Caribbean history reflected in Anne-Paul's examination of the life and work and impact of Stuart Hall. You understand me? So what you need to do is highlight some parts in Caribbean history that you see prominent in the actual book, and then you can talk about how important it is to the book, and you need your scholarly sources. Watch me. These are some themes that you might find interesting when doing your essay. I shouldn't have put obviously. You can talk about resistance and retention. You can talk about political movements, which is what Stuart Hall was doing in terms of his socialism and so. So where would you put that part that you see coming out? Where would you put it? Under which part? My side. Hello?
What do you mean by which
Repeat what
part?
you said
All
again.
right. Things like boy, hold on, guys. Mute again, mute again, mute again. Things like political movement and integration. Where would you put that on either under Caribbean history or under revisionist ideas?
Revisionist ideas.
Revisionist ideas. You understand me? On getting me so far? Things like colonialism, colorism and racism, resistance and retention.
That would be Caribbean history.
Those are the things that you would highlight that took place in Caribbean history. You understand me?
So would it miss a question?
Go ahead.
Would it not defeat the entire purpose of analyzing the revisionist ideas if you write on the Caribbean history and what we see in the book that highlights Caribbean history?
Well, let me tell you, the thing about it is what is happening in Caribbean history and revisionist ideas is that you're not necessarily, I don't want you to necessarily separate them and say, all right, this is a Caribbean history, these are revisionist ideas. But when you find a particular theme, you can say, okay, then this would have more so fall under revisionism. You understand me? So you're not saying, all right, I'm gonna just talk about revisionist ideas here, I'm just gonna talk about Caribbean history here, but more so when you're discussing the themes in the essay, you can reach forward and say, all right, then this is an example of the revisionist ideas being highlighted in the book, being reflected in the life of Stuart Hall. The mere fact that we preach for integration and for us to come together as one particular unit to face the bigger world is revisionist idea being shown in the essay, in the book. And you would then go further to say, John Smith spoke about revisionist ideas and saying, and this is where you're putting in your scholarly article. You understand me? The person asked the question, you understand me?
Yes, Miss, I understand.
All right. Darnell is asking about what about themes such as identity, double consciousness, and Caribbean intellectual tradition? All of them they can use. Once you can find the information to back it, all of them they can use. But you tell them that this is what falls under Caribbean history. Yeah.
So, Miss, in conclusion, basically, is it that we're supposed to make sure we have at least 2 speaking about Caribbean history and 2 speaking about revisionist ideas to cover our bases under the 4 points?
Define what double consciousness is, and then you link it to a scholarly article. Revisionist idea, Italia Brown, and remember, Italia is asking if I could go up ahead about revisionist theories. Revisionist theories, I don't want to say revisionist theories because it's not necessarily a theory, but it's ideas that were purported by persons who believe that Marx theory was a little bit too harsh about how to go about getting equality and providing a voice for those of the lower class. So once again, Marx purported that in order for us to believe that, Megan, frozen. But you hearing me? Are you hearing me though?
I'm hearing right now, Miss. The last thing you said was that, what was it? Marx proposed. The last thing you
That
said.
in order for us to.
Okay, beautiful. But you guys are hearing me now.
We're hearing you now, Miss.
Beautiful. Marx proposed that in order for us to be treated properly as a flat level where everybody is being equal and everything, is that the proletariats, which are the working class, the poor people, those who struggle, must overturn the bourgeoisies, which are basically capitalist and top tier persons. And what Marx was proposing is that we do it violently. You understand me? So we're not going to just go to them and say, we the people want a change, but more so we are going to chop off neck, we are going to hen, we are going to burn buildings to the ground. And the funny thing about it is Marx theory is literally impossible to happen. You cannot have an equal set of people because there must be somebody in charge that's setting the rule and allowing things to flow. But that's not important. That is what Marx proposed, that we overturn the bourgeoisies by being violent. What revisionists do is that they believe that, yes, we need poor persons and persons of lower class to have a voice. And we need those persons to have a say and to be treated equally. But does that mean that we need to kill or be violent in getting it? No. You understand me? So what revisionists do is push forward the idea that, yes, we want to be equal, but at the same time, we want it to be done in a civilized way. an intelligent way, an intellectual way, where everybody gets a voice on an equal level without being violent? Can evidence of the author being biased be used as revisionism as well? Do you see the author being biased in the book, Latoya? And if so, tell me where. Simple. As long as you see it, tell me where. You understand me? As long as you see it, tell me where. So,
All right.
run with me again. What you need to do is come up with a thesis statement in which you believe you put forward. Are you guys still see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
You see my screen? Okay, beautiful. So what we want from you, well, what they want from you in particular, is for you to assess the ways in which Caribbean history and revisionist ideas were reflected in Ann Paul's examination of the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. Assess to consider the value or importance of something, paying due attention to the positive, negative, and disputable aspects. So they want you to tell them how important is Caribbean history and revisionist ideas in terms of Stuart Hall's life, work, and impact. You understand me? Where do you see these things being strong or valuable when reading and learning about Stuart Hall's life, work, and impact? You get me? All you need to do is tell them if it is important or not. Is it important or not? Do you see Caribbean history being important in Stuart Hall life and work and impact? Do you see revisionist ideas being important in Stuart Hall's life and work and impact? Do you see it, my side? May I ask you a genuine question? Do you see it?
Yes, miss.
It's so important because it is what we went through as Caribbean people. It is the fact that Stuart Hall grew up in a society or in a home in which you are considered of a higher social strata, and social stratification is another theme that can look under. You grew up in a higher social strata, and as well as you are given the idea to believe that your color is better, colorism and everything. Those are the things that fueled Stuart Hall to be the person who he is. You understand me? And at the same time, it is the ideas of Marx when him send them library at school, him and his little crew, and I read the book them and I say, yeah, you read that second year when Marxist, you read the Marxist magazine, what fuel him and drive him to be a socialist. And that put forward Stuart Hall's life.
Miss, just to be clear, are we supposed to separate these two things? So are we supposed to have like 2 points on Caribbean history and 2 revisionist ideas within the
All right, watch me. That would be history. All right, watch me, guys. Add somebody in the waiting room. I cannot add anybody in the waiting room because the Google class is full. What I can purport is that you join the YouTube session, ask your questions under there. I'm right there, I'm reading and I'm answering as we team village to add anybody else, but I'm seeing the questions in the thing. Somebody asked what classism sorry, and social stratification be the same thing. Yeah, in a way, yeah, because social stratification deals with strata and classes. So yeah, in a nutshell. So what's the link? Could someone post the link in the chat for me, please? So my friend could get the link. Eurocentrism
Breaking up, miss.
cultural point is that you separate them. Two persons are talking. Go ahead, one.
Miss, you're breaking up. We're just asking if you could repeat that sentence again. As
Oh,
you
I'm
said
breaking up.
You said the word Eurocentrism and then you just cut off.
All right, are you hearing me now?
Yes, we are, miss.
All right, sorry, I live on you guys, so the Wi-Fi is a disgrace, man. So sorry about that. All right. I'll get back to Eurocentrism. Somebody asked me about it, but watch me. Your aim is not to break up the things. Your aim is not to be like, all right, pick point this and pick. That's not your aim. You understand me? That's not your aim. What you want to do in particular is tell them or come to a determination of how important are these two factors, which is Caribbean history and revisionism in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. That's what they're asking you. How important is Caribbean history and revisionism in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? You understand me?
Hi, Miss. Quick question. As it relates to the organization of the paragraphs, should one paragraph focus on his life, one on his work, and one on his impact, or should it be a case where we go through the themes and through the themes we show how it relates to Caribbean history and revisionist ideas?
All right, watch me. You see that part here where it say examination of life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? That no have nothing to do with your essay. Nothing to do with your essay. All right, I go through It's Worse and Taylor. Are the themes of colorism, classism, diaspora, and coming, or at least how would they title the paragraph? Coming to you again, Rohanda. In the life of the impact, meaning guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's the worst Wi-Fi. Tell me if you're hearing me. No? Are you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, man. All right, I come in. Yeah. Are you hearing me now? Everybody hearing me now?
Yes, miss.
All right, watch me my side. So what I was saying to you in particular is this. You don't need to break it up in terms of life, in terms of work, and in terms of impact. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it, because when you're identifying a theme, the theme can take place in the life, the impact, the theme can take place in the work, and the theme can take place in the impact. As well as the book itself is not split up like that. The book don't split up like life, impact, and work. They're just telling you in general what are these things you're going to, and so the book set up. You understand me? So what you need to do in particular is to identify a theme. The book itself, is going to be used as examples. The book, the information from the book is going to be used as examples. Where are you seeing this theme? This is where I'm seeing this theme. For example, in chapter 1, in chapter 1, they speak about Stuart Hall not liking his particular group in the brown part of his family, but he took a liking to going to his grandmother's house on the weekend and getting to see the Pentecostal church and the revivalist church and just learning that there's an entire African link culture that's taking place. And then you say, furthermore, in paragraph 6, Stuart was doing this in England. And then you go back and say, in the final chapter as well. So it is not in particular something that you'd go and say life work. And also you do it. You understand me? So asking for my email. gmail.com. Also, guys, after this, I'll be giving you my email, I'll be giving you my number, send where you have me, we read and go through, and I have no problem doing that. But how you doing it? You understand me? The young lady who asked me about the
Yes, miss.
Yeah, you understand me now, Shine? So you're not doing it, you're not splitting it in life, work, and impact. And also you do it, Cheyenne, and also you do it. You're splitting it in themes. So your general concept is one. Can religion be a theme? Is religion a very strong, all right, apart from the first part of the book, someone just remind me, apart from the first part of the book, where else do you see religion taking place in the book? Somebody remind me. And I'm YouTubers, I'm in your YouTube, and what talks about religion. My side, not seeing anybody mute. Guys, I want free place listen on the mute and yourself and talk. Hello, I'm me. I don't know. I don't know.
Hi, Miss. So I noticed on your list that you have there on your document, it's segmented in a way where classism and colonization is separated. Miss, what if in a case it's kind of like linked together in a sense where one leads to one or one influenced on the other? Is that okay?
All right, can you go ahead again, darling? I wasn't hearing you. Go ahead again.
I'm saying, Miss, I noticed on your document you have the theme of classism and colonization separate. However, what if in a case where I'm writing in my essay and they're kind of intertwined with each other? Is that okay?
Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. Because hear what it do know. Hear what that do know. It make you look like you know what you do. You understand me? It make you look like you know what you're doing. So when you decide that, all right, and I'm talking about classism, and then you go on and say, classism is basically a product of colonization. You know what you do. When your teacher read that, she's like, oh, this child has been paying attention in my class. That's how it comes off. So when you can link something to something, be my guest and do that. So let's go again. Everybody, let's go again, guys. Let's go again. One, if you not read the book, guys, it's gonna go be a little bit lost, but guess what? The time that if you read the book don't that long. It's just that it's boring because you don't see as yet how important it is. But you need to read it to get a grade. You understand me? And I'm going to go through the scholarly articles part, Danielle. Just give me a minute, yeah? Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. I think probably is the word that I use that kind of cheer everybody up. But don't worry yourself. I'm here for you. What the essay is asking you to do is to simply tell the teacher in your essay how important do you see Caribbean history and the revisionist ideas in the work, life, and impact of Mr. Stuart Hall. You understand me? That's all it's asking you to do. What you will be doing in your thesis statement is saying, is it important? Is it important to a large extent? And solely because the Caribbean, this is how I answer my thesis statement. Bear with me. Assess the values, assess the ways in which Caribbean history and religious ideas were reflected in Unpulse examination and so. The writer believes that Caribbean history and revisionist ideas were very important and were greatly reflected in Unpulse examination of the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall under the following themes, and I list the themes. You understand me? And I list the themes. Not only that, I can go ahead and just by ways of, I can say by ways of, and I list the by ways of. You understand me? And then I go into my first point and talk about, give me one team. Somebody give me a team.
Globalization.
Globalization was a prominent era, a prominent factor of Caribbean history that was shown in Stuart Hall's book. In paragraph 2, and then your list will part, you see globalization that take place. You understand me? As well as moving on to paragraph 6, and your list again will part, you see that take place. You understand me? And then you go again. Another example of globalization taking place, and then you talk about globalization again. Stop. This is the scholarly articles. References. References are what I call scholarly articles. But you don't want to just put down academia, EDU stated, but more so you want to get people from sociology factors, from cultural factors, then people make the lecturer and feel like, yeah, read. So you look for them, or you basically look for the theme and then look for some scholarly articles. You have ULink, you have Google Scholars, which is not necessarily the best, and you have Google overall. You understand me? Everybody get what me I say so far? All right. So somebody raise your hand. Go right ahead, honey. Go right ahead.
Miss, I was wondering, right, for the scholarly articles, would it be articles that discuss the theme overall, or would it have to be specific to the Caribbean?
It would be best to get some that talk about it taking place in the Caribbean, but if not, you can just talk about the theme itself. For example, you can talk about something about colonialism taking place, and then you link it to what Marx speaks about in terms of colonialism, or what Marx speaks about in terms of bourgeoisie and upper class persons controlling persons. Marx not telling nothing about the Caribbean, but he's talking about that particular theme. You understand me? So your scholarly article doesn't necessarily have to be something that talks about the Caribbean. Meaning you don't have to say this, though it is good to have that. If you can find a scholar that speaks about this particular theme, use it. Everybody get me so far? Tell me if you not get me. Persons on YouTube, tell me if you not get me. Everybody get me so far? All right. So I hope I made it clear about how your example would be going about. The revisionist idea, because once again, I know for a fact that that is what is affecting a lot of you guys, because the word itself just looked like, oh, where does that word that come from? Why on God's earth? Let me send a message to the persons in the waiting room. So just give me a minute to hear my side. I'm going to send them a message in the waiting room. If I knew how to do it, I would have. I realized that I don't. So enough. All right, never mind. I don't know how to do it. I was going to tell them that the class is, oh, no, found it. Message. The meeting, the Zoom meeting is full. Please join us on YouTube, UIOUTUBE, and then I paste the YouTube link and I send it. There we go. And then, of course, say thank you with a smiley face. Thank you. Thank you for your, thank you. And yeah, thank you. That's it. That's it I can do. All right, back to those in the meeting. Go ahead. Yes, Ronaldo, go ahead.
One thing before I move forward. The teams that represent revisionism and Caribbean history, could you repeat them, please?
Again, Ronaldo, sorry about that. I got a message from Malik. Malik, may just in that group, that class. Yeah. Go ahead, Ronaldo.
Yeah, the teams that represent Caribbean history and revisionism, could you repeat them, please?
All right, that's the thing. I don't want, Ronaldo, to be honest, what I gave you here, let me share the screen again. What I gave you here, watch me. These themes that I gave you are obvious themes that you'd probably find in a book that deals with the situation that we have at hand. For example, somebody said, let me find it, more. Ooh, Jesus, please. Share sound. You know, so me just thought something we just get knocked door. Like, me no know where it be, so me no know if them hear me anymore because me no know where to touch.
You're hearing and we're seeing your screen.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I'm really not tech savvy as I thought I was.
No,
It's embarrassment.
You're good, miss. You're good. You're trying. And we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Sorry about that, guys. It's story. All right. Thank you, Sean. Because me don't know when me touch on again, me know say like it mash up.
No, no worries, miss. You're good.
Oh, they can hear the computer phone. All right. Let me turn. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, guys. So somebody had asked me somebody just asked me about the theme. Ronaldo asked me about the theme. And I'm saying to Ronaldo that these are things that you just see, I can just assume would be present in a typical book. I have read the book one time. The thing about it is that when you're doing these books, you need to read. I recommend reading it once, and then if you have the opportunity and you feel like you remember nothing, try read it again. You will pick up a one or two. And so somebody was giving me some points in the book, like somebody was giving me some themes that they saw. I think this is it. Can't find it. All right, gone. But somebody was giving me some themes that they saw in the book, and I was like, yeah, use the themes because the themes are there. I don't want you to just focus on the themes that I have on the screen and believe that these are the themes that all right, give me a minute, Jessie J. I go come. Yeah, guys, I don't want you to just look at these themes and say these are the themes that are good for the book. Not necessarily, because some of these themes you then team in a book. Maybe look for them. But I don't want you to limit yourself to just these themes, because there are other themes that are actually strong that are there that I don't want you to miss because you have focus to try and find them at theme here. And I wanted you to focus more on the era, which is post-independence era, and what took place in that era, as well as it was pre-independence, which means that pre-independence is post-emancipation, and post-emancipation, colonization took place in post-emancipation. And then colonization come before independence. Not sure. The colonies come before independence. Jamaica was colonization come before emancipation. Hello, my bright sparks in the group. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, guys. So, and then emancipation, yeah, right. So, you can find, all right, so you're looking, the time that Stuart was born in 1932. And what's happening in that particular time is that you have a lot of persons starting to question and say, why we still have them white people here over we head? You understand? Why is it that Queen still appears to Queen Elizabeth? Why are them something you go on? So that's post-independence era. And what happens is that you need to now focus about what's happening in that era, the particular factors that are happening in that era, which as you start the book, you find out say pigmentocracy is happening and colorism. The seed palm is how Jessie was really and truly the hottest off-white girl me ever hear about in my life. In a fair head, she white like powder, but she really wasn't. And then what was funny is that you saw it coming out when Stuart went to England and realized that when he's in Jamaica, he's considered to be brown and light. But when he go over England, what happened? What happened? Somebody tell me what happened.
They see him as black.
Black. It's a black man. It's a black man. It is a black man, and the world, what it opens Stuart to understand is that the social stratification that was taking place in Jamaica, the class that you're given because of the color of your skin, everybody is still, when you reach the big man stage, all I know are black people. All I know are black people. So you can look at that and see that pigmentocracy and colorism was taking place in that era of Caribbean history. This was an aspect that we faced in Caribbean history, and we're still facing it now. We still are facing it now. You can't take Christ God off of the cross like you don't come and no say still happen. And that's a good point to put in your essay, that colorism still takes place. And spicing about it, you can't really quote spicing up. But you understand me? Tell me now, you understand what I say? Don't forget.
Yes. Miss, excuse me.
Go ahead, let me look who is talking. Hold on. Not me pretending like me know how to activate. All right, go ahead, yeah, honey. I don't know how to.
I was asking if we're going to make that point that colorism is still happening today, would we need a scholarly article to back it up?
No. You need a scholarly article to back up colorism. The part where you would put, and you don't have to put this, once again, guys, you don't have to use the ones that I'm talking about. There's so many in the book. Pick, choose, and refuse. And then tomorrow when we come back again, we're ready. If you know, everybody needs to write at least half of them essay, you know. Me not lie, tomorrow day, you have to spend the time and work the essay. You cannot wait until Thursday if you start work the essay, especially knowing it's a curfew you're gonna start because we're gonna sleep out the day. But my friend, going back to you, you don't need to back someone. You really don't need to use someone to back that. But if you can find somebody, sure. But that is just you saying, in this time and age, in 2021, the Caribbean, because I'm not just Jamaica, the Caribbean still faces colorism. You understand me? And it takes place in other countries too. South Africa still do it because as much as apartheid finished, we still, you understand me? It's, and you can talk about all the Black Lives Matter, the consciousness that's happening now. So there's so many things that you can link into past and present because that's what Caribbean civilization is about. Explaining to you why are we here? Where are we coming from to be like this as a people in the Caribbean? So you're linking, when you put in a pinpoint, Leah in the crowd, Leah in the YouTube is saying, isn't this double consciousness? Yes, it is. Yes, the one that I was giving you about the Stuart Hall. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And she's saying she wish she could speak. You can text, baby. I'm reading the YouTube chats as I go. If you are wondering why I haven't started answering some questions that you're asking, it's simply because I want you to understand the layout first before we get into the nitty-gritty. I don't intend to give you answers so you can go back and write exactly where me tell you, because that don't make no sense, guys. All I know go get the same grade. I don't know what to do. Yeah? Yeah, my side? Same so. So, all right. The young lady who asked me a question, what did you ask me, hon? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you don't have to go back. You don't really have to back that particular part of the essay to say, to put a scholarly article beside that fact that the Caribbean is still facing colorism. But if you can find someone to tell you that, you run road with it. You get me? And check the Gleaner, man. Can you have some people? Yeah, the Gleaner guys, like, there's some parts in the Gleaner. If you go on the Gleaner app, and you search using keywords, you will Gleaner really and truly is a woke piece of Gleaner article. All right. Oh, and check the people over faculty because them always write paper. So let's get into the questions now. There is actually something there that I wanted to share with you, and I think I'm going to share it while I answer the questions. Now is the time for you to send your questions in the YouTube and send your questions in the chat. One, do we understand, before we do the questions, do we understand what the essay is asking us to write? Tell me. Let me see, hold on. People in the YouTube, let me know as well. I have to give them a time because I hear it takes 10 seconds before it reach YouTube. Somewhat is good. Somewhat coming better from no, not true. All right, so giving YouTube is saying no, not really. All right, so we're doing this, we're going through this, and I can understand why YouTube wouldn't get it because you guys came on a little bit late, more in comparison to the somewhats. All right, one more run through won't hurt. No, honestly. Adrian, you know, over Adrian, why are you at two places? Hey, Adrian, why are you at two places? All right, guys. So, everybody hear me same way?
Yeah.
All right, let me open the chat because I want to do, yeah, I bet. Is it that we must talk about the themes, making example, then sources, and tell why it's important? Daniel is right on point. So do I necessarily have to link everything to, yeah. Yes, somebody asked a question, do I have to link theme to scholarly articles? It is best you do. You can't just drop something, like tell them what you're trying to do is make sure that your essay is not just full with words, but there's content to your essay. Let them know that you're backing what you see with actual persons, actual scholars saw it too, saw this theme in life. So you can, it's best for you. And the thing about it is you might think it's hard to find scholarly articles. That is the easy part. I'm not gonna lie to you, that is the easy part, right? There is a slideshow that I have. If you want it, I'm going to put my email in the chat as well as on the YouTube, and you ask me for it and I send it to you. You understand me? Yes, myself? I hope they hear. All right. So here's the thing. Even though, oh, me afraid, me can't say me afraid. Are you hearing me now? Or the chat. All right, someone on YouTube is asking me to go through the thesis construction again. Essay wants us to write on various themes. Still kind of confused on how the references tie in. Mentioned in the book, yes, please. How old should the articles be before they're considered as useless? Use the useless thing. I don't think they really. Yeah, so I go to that. All right, guys, I'm going to explain again the scholarly source. And after I explain the scholarly source, no, I'm going to explain the write-up of the thesis. After I explain the write-up of the thesis, I'm then going to go ahead again, and then I'm going to run you through the scholarly source part. Everybody understand me? I don't want us to stay on this thing for too long because we started at 7 late because of the YouTube, and I really don't want us to end up not getting enough sleep. Some I know I'm going to bed, some I don't have class 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to go through the how you're constructing your essay, the thesis statement, and then, of course, your scholarly articles, because I think a lot of persons trying to figure out what that mean. But don't worry, I got you. 1, your essay will take the form of this: your introduction, the body, your personal view, meaning, and how the personal view works is they just tell them how you link this book to Caribbean civilization. How did this book help you to understand Caribbean civilization? You understand me? So 1, introduction, 2, body, 3, personal view, 4, your conclusion. Yes? Yes? Nah, I hear nobody. Guys, remember, you are the privileged hundreds, and then I have the 77 on the YouTube who'd love to be a part of the privileged 100. All right, no watch no. Oh, okay, I see the chats coming in. All right. So the silence is really and truly there. I think they're really frustrated at this point because it sounds like a lot. All right, guys, watch me. I'm going to share the screen again. We're going again from the top. Share, man. One more time, watch me. The setup of the question is literally saying, assess the ways in which Caribbean history and revisionist ideas were reflected in Anne Paul's examination of the life, work, and the personal view not to be positive, Crystal, but we come to that. It's literally your view. Them can't grade you if you tell them say it would not make no sense to you. But let's avoid that. But you don't need to. You don't need to tell them that the book was good if it wasn't. All right. So what the question is asking you is to assess the way in which Caribbean history and revisionist ideas were reflected in Anne Paul's examination of the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall. Everybody get that? Everybody know that question there. Assess means to consider the value of importance of something, the value or the importance of something, paying due attention to the positive, negative, and disputable aspects, and citing the judgment of any known authorities as well as your own. Yeah? Right, that's what I tell you, right? That's what citing the judgment of any known authorities references. Caribbean history is the significant eras and social issues lived and faced by the Caribbean people. Everybody get that part there too, right? Right, YouTube? And then the revisionist ideas. What revisionism is, when you look at Marxism, is applied to those on the far left of the political spectrum who seek to modify Marxist theory into some manner without this rejecting its core argument. So what it basically means that revisionist persons are persons who went against the violent uprising of the lower class, which means that in order for us to have an equal world where persons of higher class and persons of lower class are at one level, we don't need to, the lower class people them don't need to abuse the upper class people them. We don't need to do that, you understand me? But to take more peaceful intellectual electoral means for a socialist revolution. So what we're looking for when we say revisionist is more the socialist aspect, wanting better, wanting integration, wanting unity, want to be just as equal as the bourgeoisie without violence. You understand me? And it is shown in the book because West Indian Federation is something like that. You understand me? The whole aim of the West Indian Federation and CARICOM today, but West Indian Federation more so, is that what we wanted was unity amongst us, the small islands, to face and the bigger places like Europe and to be seen at the equal level that they are in the international spectrum. So what we want to do is draw everybody together and say, all right, them a tap on you, them a tap on me, and true we little. But if we come together, them can't bigger than we. You understand me? That is what they did. But the thing is, they didn't choose violence. That's not what they did. They chose peace, intellect. That's what they did. You understand me? And what they're doing is providing a voice for the small persons. Everybody get that? Everybody get revisionist ideas? Everybody get that part? I feel like that's confuse a lot of persons. Why not line one more time. Revisionist ideas is basically saying that instead of trying to use violence to put forward our voice, you understand me? Because we can't fight. Instead of using fight and violence and killing all of them someday, we're using peace and intellect and electoral, a different goal. You understand me? So what we want is just what Marx wanted, which was unity or an equal level on which everybody lies. But instead of using violence, we want to use peace, intellect, and a unified force. So violence is not the way that we're taking it. That is what revisionist is about. Not using violence to achieve a unified voice for the small man. You understand me? You understand me? I think, yeah, so like guys, so that's what that's what revisionist idea is about. And I feel as if that is the part that is going to get you guys when you write the essay, because you're not familiar with that word. But do not let the word overthrow you. It is just a big word to kind of put on socialist. Everybody know what socialism is about? I think socialism is where it's going. Now here's the thing. That's what the essay is asking you. Do you see Caribbean history and revisionist ideas important? Are seen or important in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? Are you seeing these two factors in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? You understand me? How important were these factors in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? That is all it's asking you. How important is Caribbean history in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? How important is the revisionist ideas in the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall? That's what they're asking you. But then put it in some complicated way that you make you wonder what going over here. So, but that's what they're asking you. You understand me? What you want to do is answer the question in your thesis statement. Everybody get the thesis statement. You can formulate your thesis statement however you want to. I'm giving you a mere example. You don't have to use my way. And the fact that it's coming right off my mind means that, all right, somebody understand, means that you can, you can come up with your own. All right. I can say, Caribbean history and revisionist idea is actually reflected greatly in Alan Palm's work by focusing on, and you focused on the themes that you saw that would fall under Caribbean history and revisionist ideas. So Caribbean history and revisionist ideas are seen greatly, or you can say are seen of great importance in Anne Palm's book on Stuart Hall, on the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall, through ways of, and then you list the themes. Watch me again. Caribbean history and revisionist ideas are of great importance. Caribbean history and revisionist ideas are of great importance in Anne Palm's examination of the life, work, and impact of Stuart Hall through, and you list the themes. All right. So yeah, the life will be saved, Macy. Somebody asked me if social justice would be an example of revisionist ideas. If you see social justice in there in the book and you can back it up, you can use that. Everybody understand the thesis. So you just need to go ahead and let them know that yes, you see it important because you're seeing it in this aspect. This is how you're seeing it in the book. You understand me? Everybody gets me so far? Miss, can you tell me which themes are? All right, somebody keeps, all right, LT is asking me to tell you which themes are for Caribbean history and which themes are for revisionism. Again, I don't want you to look at it like that. You don't need to necessarily, all right. Some things will fall under revisionist ideas, such as in Caribbean integration and political movements. You understand me? Those will fall under revisionist ideas. You get me? Yes, you list the themes that you will be discussing in your thesis statement. The themes that you see, the ways in which you see Caribbean history and revisionist ideas important, that's how you need to tell them. The body is written in the third person point of view and the personal view written in the first person point of view. Yeah, take that stage. That's how I take it. That's how I took it. Somebody's from stress, her stress. Miss isn't revisionist, rethinking a concept. Honey, but that's what all right, watch me. I was saying to you, right? The historical revision that we learned is different from revision itself that we're using here. Jada, would you like to clarify and explain what you're trying to say, Jada? If you feel as if I'm leading you on the wrong path, I would love for you to clarify. Don't make me confused. Yeah, don't make me do that. No, somebody's asking, so if each team should have somebody asked me to zoom up. Go ahead, Jada.
Miss, I think the problem that people are having is that we learned that historical revisionism is rethinking a concept, but that's different from the socialist that we're going to use right here. So I think that's what's confusing people.
All right. So is it that in class you learned about historical revisionism?
Yes, we learned about
all right,
that.
Then. All right, watch me. What exactly did Miss or Sir taught you about that? Sir,
it's basically about using a fresh set of eyes to see artifacts and such. But I think they're not understanding that this revisionism is not historical revisionism; it's the socialist
revisionism. But your one was historical revisionism.
No, we learned about historical revisionism, which is different from this one.
All right, so run me through this. The one that I'm talking about is socialist revisionism, you know.
Right.
But the one that you learned is historical revisionism.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Which is basically you reinterpreting some sort of history.
Yes.
All right. You see, and this is what I appreciate. Some clarity. All right, guys. So
I think that's what's confusing people.
confusing everybody. I thank
Yeah.
you so much because the problem is that I was told that you guys were doing let me bring this back up. Stop share. Yeah, so what I was told is that you guys are doing revisionism, and I just generalized it and went with socialist revisionism. But if it is that this, hold on, somebody just sent a chat. Yup. Right through the door. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So for that part in particular, because that would have been a misguidance on my part.
Mic mute, miss. Your mic is mute, miss.
All right, better? You guys hear me now?
Yes, miss.
Hello?
Yes. Great.
Right. So what we have done now, guys, is that the entire game in terms of revisionist ideas is now changed. You understand me? Because we're looking at it now from a different angle. You understand me? So the mere fact that you were doing his let me check the chat. Persons over YouTube, do we have to apply revision? Guys, you keep asking me if you have to put revisionism in every part of it. No, you don't. No, you don't. What we want you to do in particular is to see where revisionist ideas are reflected, pop up in the book. So if you book reviews. Sorry guys, hold on. Yeah, so guys, I'd have to revamp the entire history revisionism part of it. And I want to apologize because I wish somebody had said it to me earlier that I was doing a different one. Really sorry about that, guys. Let me big up back the screen. So hold on, close. Yeah, right, guys. So what exactly you want to do in particular is I want to focus more on the Caribbean history part of it before I take up myself and end up do the revisionism part again. Hold on.
Muted.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to sort out one particular part before I continue. So give me 1 second. All right, guys, sorry about that. Back on track. Got a little throw off a while ago because I feel as if a lot of persons, I could have really and truly lost a lot of persons when I was discussing revisionist ideas. And, you know, when you're kind of traumatized, you don't really want nobody feel as if they lead them astray. And I felt as if I was leading you guys a little bit too astray for yeah, man, it kind of hurt me head, man, because it's just that they're thinking it's historical revisionism when it's revisionism as in socialism. But that's the thing. If it is that if it is that your teachers has been focusing on historical revisionism, I don't want to stray you from there and put you into social revisionism when they actually are looking at the particular aspects that he has learned and kind of challenge them by saying, all right, but this don't make no sense. Let me go back and look at this and change it. And that's basically it in a nutshell. So if you want to link, socialism is actually a way to link it too, because Stuart has grown up learning, all right, that Britain is the superior culture and he's colonized and everything. And it took him looking back at history and saying, okay, then, but that is not the way it is supposed to be. And then decide that, fine, we don't want our life to be controlled by you. And so this is how we're going to move instead. You understand me? Yes. So you understand me? Somebody said in the YouTube chat that so basically when Stuart Hall looked at his mother's views and turned away from them, yeah. So that's basically it, guys. That's basically how you'd look at revisionism. I don't want persons to feel as if you know, I probably misguided them. I feel like I misguided quite a few a while ago, and it kind of keep me a little bit nervous, but I feel like I'm back on track now. Whew. I'm a little nervous differently, you know. All right, guys. So yeah, man, you remember feel like say, yeah. So yeah, they will feel say me dance, I mean not dance, man. Me know that one year. I don't want to confuse the guys. So yes. So what the question is asking, because that was where we were actually. What the question is asking you, how important is Caribbean history and also Caribbean history? You understand me? You don't necessarily need to say, you really don't necessarily need to say Caribbean history is dealing with give me one factor with colorism or pigmentocracy. You don't need to say that. You don't need to say Caribbean history is linked with
Miss, you're muted.
colorism or hello? You hear me, guys? Not hearing?
I'm hearing.
Badly. Hearing me now? All right. Yeah, where did I let you guys off?
All right, so you were saying that we
You don't necessarily have to say that colorism links with Caribbean
Right,
history.
right. So what I'm trying to say is you don't necessarily, some people keep saying, can you tell me the themes that fall under this and can you tell me the themes that fall under that? You don't necessarily need to say this particular theme falls under this particular theme falls under that. When you're discussing your points, one way you can tackle it is to say one theme that showcases how important Caribbean history and revisionist ideas are shown in Stuart Hall by Anne Paul is, and you list the theme, and then you talk about the theme. You understand me? So instead of trying to figure out, all right, when we fit this under, you can literally just speak about the theme and relate it to the two of them. So you literally can just say one theme that falls under Caribbean history and revisionist ideas in relation to this, and you list the theme. Everybody understand that part? So instead of trying so hard to fit this to this and this to that, just make sure that your themes are standing strong. Right. I'm going to address the questions now. Somebody said, so Miss Unity would be a revisionist theme. It's not unity, it's Caribbean integration and political movement. You can look at it, yeah. Is it possible to zoom up? Oh, I see the rest of the chat. All right. Is there any question in particular that you'd want for me to answer? It's funny if I tell you if you pay the ID bill, Wi-Fi bill. But you do understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Miss, I do understand what you're saying. However, because I haven't completed the book as yet, I'm a little bit lost. But I got to get the basic.
The basic idea. Good. So go ahead. I feel lost. Yanni, tell me what that means. Tell me where you feel as if you're not getting it. As well as Ramiz Thorpe, tell me where you feel like you're not getting it. Yannick and Ramiz, the thing is, guys, you are the ones who are having problems. So I need to know what's happening.
Yes. Before you were talking and explaining, I was getting it and writing down my points and so on. But after the person came on and said that the historical
revision,
from there, I just kind of lose everything.
You just lose it.
I don't know where it's going now. So.
All right, all right, Yannick.
Yes.
All right, what you can do, Yannick, is that you can define what both of those are, and then so in your introduction you can define Caribbean history and historical revisionism, and then Yannick, all you need to do is rely on your themes. It's still the same thing happening, Yannick, it's just different themes. So it's still the same themes that you have to work with. It's just that instead of having social revisionists, you're having historical revisionists.
Okay.
So there's not much that is being changed, right? Just the fact that somebody has said, listen, it's probably the different revisionists that we're talking.
Okay. So would that be like, in my session, my professor was talking about like the gaps that are seen in the book, like when you read it and something don't add up. So I think it was coming more from that point, but based on what you're saying is that I still can't make the link. Like
go again for me, Yanni. Go again for me.
Like she's saying that it would be like the gaps that are in the book. Like if you're reading and something don't quite add up or make sense, then that would be something that we should talk about. So
for historical revisionism.
Yes.
Then all right. So you're saying that if you see something in the book that doesn't make sense, meaning the author's side just don't make no sense, right? She's saying that you would use that as a revisionist idea.
Right.
All right, go ahead with that one then. All right then. But yeah, so if, all right, here's the thing, Yannick, it is, eventually, you'd still have to come out and explain that part. You understand me? So what is happening for your revisionist idea is that this don't make sense to you. Why it don't make sense to you? Because you probably believe that this is how it happened. You understand me? You talk about that part, talk about how you think it happened, and then you use a scholarly article to back what you're saying.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you have to link it in your thesis. You understand me? Stress is saying that Paul could be biased because Hall is her friend, is her friend, which is true. So if it is that you want to give your angle to say, all right then, and Paul is stating that this is happening, but it is impossible to think that something like that would happen when this and that took place around that era. And then you link it to a scholarly article who can back that, and then you relate it, say Paul can be, biased. Going with you, Ramiz. Go ahead, Ramiz. Different something. Go ahead, Ramiz. Not hearing you, Ramiz. Ramiz, I'm not hearing you. So, oh God. Can you text the question, Ramiz? Jessie J was, not Jessie, Rhonda was asking, could the paragraphs begin with definitions of the terms to start here? Yes, it can. Yes, it can, my dear. As a matter of fact, it would be great if you do that. So the persons a layman who doesn't understand these themes would understand it now. So yeah, man, you can definitely start off with reading a paragraph. Somebody as well asked, can someone tell me the format of the body of the paragraph? One more time, it's introduction, thesis statement, first point, you list what the point is, what the theme you're seeing, define the theme as Rhonda had asked, show examples of where this particular thing is seen in the book, and then you add a reference or a scholarly article to it. You understand me? Yeah? Somebody says, so one quick question, Miss, we don't need to have like two set categories, like say for resistant X is revisionist and YYY is Caribbean history. I would not say category in particular. If you want to look at one thing that falls solely under revisionist, you can do that. You understand me? You can do that. For example, colonization would fall under Caribbean history. You can do that. Pigmentocracy, colorism fall under Caribbean history. You can do that. But don't separate everything and just say, all right, first mega talk about Caribbean history, next mega talk about revisionist, because that's not what the question is asking. The question is asking you how important are these two factors, and in terms of the Stuart Hall book, and then you'd use your themes to explain how important they are. You understand me? All right, so Nakia, is there a problem again, Nakia? Yes, no?
Means it's just the part about how you link the two is the history of the Caribbean and the revisionism idea is how you link them in the body. That is what I really have a problem understanding. Like what you just said a while ago, that is what is confusing to me, and I don't know why, but I'm just not grasping it.
Hold on, money. So wait, what, go again. You're not grasping the historical part?
Miss, the part that you were just explaining.
Which is what, Nakia? Go ahead. If we're
So,
going to do the same thing, hold on, Nakia. If we're going to do the same thing tomorrow, Brittany, what we'll be doing tomorrow is that we're doing a review of today, and then we're going to actually be doing literal essays. So persons can tell me what they have, and I tell them if they're on the right path, as well as I can now give you actual parts under the essays in which you can use in your actual essay. So I'd probably say, all right, guys, a social stratification, miss your name, may I go back up with your stress on the social stratifications, these are examples that will fit under social stratification. These are examples that will fit under colorism, etc., etc. Nakia, go again for me, Nakia.
Miss, I was saying the part where you were explaining how you use a team to explain the revisionist and the history of the Caribbean. That's what I'm not understanding.
So is it that you don't understand how to set it up?
Yes, like how would you write that in the body?
All right, I think you're asking me how exactly would you fit the theme under both, which is why I'm saying that what I would do, you don't have to do like me, no, but what I would do, because sometimes I really and truly rather the easy way out is instead of trying to divide everything, I'd probably go on and just say a theme that helped to show the importance of Caribbean history and revisionism. All right, so Caribbean history and revisionism is showed through the following themes in the book, and you talk about it. And then you say one theme that highlighted the importance of Caribbean history and revisionism in the book is colonialism. And then you define what colonialism is. And then you give, in paragraph 2, colonialism is shown where Jesse Hall believed that England is the home of our country, yada, yada, yada. As well as you can use an example like when she was happy that Stuart got the scholarship to go to England, so she can really actually say she had one son in England. As well as you can continue and find other factors in terms of the education system, how it related to us learning the English syllabus. So everything that we did is literally what they did over Britain. You understand me? Nakia, that's how you go about your point. So one theme, you list the theme, we say like colonialism is one of the themes that showcase how important what is that name? Caribbean history and revisionism was in Stuart Hall. Then you define what colonialism is. Then you give examples of where they're found in the book. And then you find a reference, at least one, a reference, a scholarly article that talks about colonialism and the Caribbean. You understand me? Yes, and these themes should be in your thesis. And these themes should be in your thesis. Every theme that you're doing, these themes should be in your thesis. So probably is how me go about saying it, but that's basically how you do it. You understand me? Anybody else? Let me go over the YouTube because I don't really, not really on it as much as I should be. Yeah, so but everybody get that? All right, so I think, all right, I think we can pause tonight and get ready for tomorrow. I recommend you start writing something. If you're gonna write nothing, try write something so we can run through tomorrow. You understand me? What we'll be doing tomorrow is that we'll be highlighting some parts in the book that takes on a particular theme so you can use it when you're writing your essay. Go ahead, Sean, have one question. Oh, stress, your question. Let me look for stress question. Go ahead, Sean.
You can take stress first, Miss.
Stress was saying, with explaining how he was able to talk to the servants when he was taught English, a revisionist idea. I don't remember that part, you know. This idea. Would it be? A revisionist idea. Open your mic, Stress, and talk to me. Or text in the something there. Same link tomorrow. I don't know. I don't want what happened last night. Stress, I'm going to put my number in the chat. Yeah, guys, that is my number. Put my number in the chat to see here, so in the YouTube. 876-567-0913 and put me email too. Yes, guys. So you can email and message me if you have any questions. Even if you feel like you're still lost, talk to me. omolorolson@gmail.com. Right. Someone was asking me, Stress was asking, remember his mother wanted him to act with act the behavior class, the behavior answer. Yes, you can WhatsApp me. How you would link his mother's thing and him Stress would be that his mommy wanted him right, and then he looked at it and he said, yo, this don't make no sense, and he switched up. You understand me? So yeah. All right. Yeah, Stress. Yeah, Stress. Yes, same so Stress. Go ahead, Sean. Same so Stress.
Okay, yes, Miss. So it was kind of along the same point Stress was saying. Before he moved to Britain, his mother, wanting the family to be in this Englishness type of life. But would it be revisionism then if after he have migrated to Britain, then he started to see, the different cultures, in the diaspora?
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Right. And then he interpreted it. He had a different perspective of them based on the experience he
right.
encountered
So
with them.
All right. Miss, what my friend had said is that historical revisionism is basically revisit what you have learned through history and making a different interpretation, which means that in Jamaica, where it was taught that there's a certain what, there's a certain thought, there's a certain way, and then it took him into England learning that, listen, so I'm not supposed to operate, you understand me? Yeah, you understand me? So yes, you're on the right path, Sean. Somebody, let me this. There's a person by the name of Dominic McIntyre on YouTube who says he cannot question to be answered, and he is Dominic. Please text your question in the YouTube. I'm reading them. You understand me? What was the format for the body paragraph? Topic, sentence, definition, example, and then a supporting article. It doesn't have to be a fear, but just an article, something that supports it, someone that supports it. You understand me? A supporting scholar, supporting article. I gave my email, yes I did. Persons on YouTube, I gave my email, yes I did. And as well as I attached my number because, can't do me nothing from a number. So, I mean, in 2021, everybody can really actually give their number. Is there any other question that you have, guys? It's 10 o'clock. Is there any other question? I'm giving Dominic the opportunity to ask his question. Those are still, there are people who are still asking for my email. My email is Omolora Wilson, OMOLORA Wilson@gmail.com. My email is 567, my number is 567-0913. Topic saying, Nakia, are you talking about the points? All right. For the points topic, Nakia, is your topic sentence, the definition of the theme that you're using, examples from the book, and then scholarly article or scholarly articles. It's up to you. We're in the same group. I don't do Carib Civil, so we probably won't in the same group. All right, guys. Anybody else have any question, guys? When we lock off tonight, we'll lock off tonight until morning or evening. You get what I say? Any other questions, my side? Any other questions, Miss? I'm asking if this spelling the Sigler story could be used as a revisionist idea, as well as Caribbean intellectual traditions. Yeah. But tell you what, Dominic, I would want you to probably send me what you have or what you're thinking before I give you that full go ahead so you can put that in your book. You hear me? So you can tell me like how you attack that along the line. My number is in the chat, guys. So is my email. There's a presentation that your teacher had on RVLE. It's a good presentation. If it still not help you, we can run through the presentation tomorrow, as well as my presentation. And of course, tomorrow we'll be giving actual themes and where you can find it. Guys, if it help you know, I'm happy. If it not help you know, I'm sorry. I really understand that it can be hectic, and as such, we have to try our best to do what we have to do. You understand me? As well as it's not as complicated as they make it seem, but I just say go. Yeah? Anything? Final question? Why I should not see my question? Missing question. Thank you, Alia. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I tried my best. Tell Dominic that I've seen his question and I'm giving him my number in the chat. Yeah, if somebody know Dominic McIntyre, can you give him my number and tell him to message me? Okay, all right, beautiful. Yeah, man. So guys, that's it. Please, guys, don't hesitate to message me. Don't hesitate to ask me. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, guys, and that's it. So have yourselves a good up night. Sleep on it. Those who want to read again. And, you know, just come back to me about it. You understand me? Yeah, guys? We good? All right, guys. Have a good night, guys, and be safe out there. Yeah? All right. I don't know how to leave the meeting, you know, but.
Thank you, Miss. Good night. You can click the leave button. There's a leave button.
All right.
All right, good night.
Yeah. We end the YouTube live though, like we end it. Okay. Yeah.